I continue with the program. And in this session, as I said before, after each speaker, I will ask 1 or 2 questions. And then at the end, just before the coffee and the mingling outside, you will have the chance to ask questions as well. I will bring all the speakers up here again, including Berend. So again, use your memory cells or your pencil, whatever you want. And now I am honored to welcome Jenny Goodwin from the EU SME Support Office. And you will talk about support for the small and medium-sized enterprises, that I should say that SME stands for that. And there are not that many SMEs here today, but maybe you know somebody or you're in collaboration with somebody. So you should direct them to Jenny or tell them to watch and listen to Jenny on this webcast.
Yeah. No.
Welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Because I understand that it's not that many SMEs here, but I know that a lot of you work with SMEs. So it's a good way for you, if you have SMEs in your projects, to just direct them to us. So we support Swedish SMEs. And my name is Jenny Goodwin, and I work at the SP, the Technical Research Institute of Sweden, at our grants office, but I'm also one of the persons working in this EU SME Support 2020 project. And I'm not going to go into any details about Societal Challenge 2 and the opportunities for SMEs, but I'm going to talk to you about the project and what we can supply, what sort of service we offer you. EU SME Support 2020 gives free of charge support in Horizon 2020 and Eurostars to Swedish SMEs, and it's free of charge for you, but this project is financed by VINNOVA and Tillväxtverket. Sometimes when you talk to an SME and you say it's free of charge, they go, okay, what's the catch? So we want you to understand that it's free for you, but it's not that we want to sell in something in the end. It's basically, it's free. And what we do is that we do information and marketing like this, letting you know that we exist, going to different fairs and so on. We also identify possible funding opportunities for SMEs. We help you with the application. We help you with project support for financed projects. And we also have training activities, both internally within the project, but also for SMEs. And the partners in the project are the 4 institutes of RISE, and then it's also Sweden Bio, LTU Business, VINNOVA and IVL. And one of the conditions for this project was that there should be European Enterprise Network partners. Enterprise Europe Network heter det. Yeah. Enterprise Europe Network partners. And that's because the SME instrument in Horizon 2020 is very linked to the EEN, and that is hosted in Sweden by Tillväxtverket. So how do we do this? This is just a sort of a timeline to go through what kind of support we do. We can have 1-by-1 meetings discussing the SME's ideas and what you want to do, and try to find funding opportunities. We help you with the participant portal and administrative issues. We read the applications. We do not write the applications, but that's basically what we don't do. We do everything else for you. If you have an approved application, we help you with, well, negotiations is no longer a part of the Horizon, but what you need to do to start the project, and then during the project, the reporting periods and so on. So why should you participate in new projects? Well, you can get money for new product processes or services. There is also a risk sharing. You don't have to take all the risks yourself. It opens up for new market and customers, and you get to cooperate with the best scientists in Europe and possibly in the world. And I have just 2 slides with some, I mean, it's not an extensive list or exhaustive list, not at all, but remember to start early. Most of the time you realize too close to deadline that you want to participate, and then it's often too late. You're not very specific with your objectives. Your state-of-the-art review is missing or too weak. You don't have a convincing plan for how you should disseminate your results, how you should use them. And you don't have a convincing plan for commercialization. And it's a lot of impact issues here that most of the time is missing. Also remember that, as we just heard, it's not final until it's final, and it can be changes in the program until the very last minute. So make sure that you really have the last version, and you can find that on the participant portal. I always try to say to SMEs that do not participate if it's not in line with what you want to do and what you know. Don't go in there for the money, because it will end up not very good in the end. So keep that in mind. Also be simple and logical. It's not about writing a state-of-the-art, it's not about writing a scientific document. It's more about explaining what you're going to do. Let a colleague read your text. And I said 15th of October, but we'll see. Yeah. And if the take-home message here is this email address. If an SME email to this eusme@ri.se, they will have support or an answer within 48 hours. Not maybe a fully solved problem, but at least some sort of reply, and will help you further on. So that's where to go, and that's where to send the SMEs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jenny. I just want to emphasize, this is free of charge. Of course, we have the tax money, so it's not free, of course. So is this for all SMEs around Europe, or is it just for Swedish SMEs?
Just for Swedish SMEs.
Seems like really great offer. So we just heard from Bernd that it's really important to have your consortium, and then you have to have partners from all over Europe, or at least from 3 different countries. And when you're an SME, you don't have that much cash on hand. If you want to go and visit somebody, can you help them with that?
Yes, we have sort of a VIP link. So if you have an idea, or if you have, if you want to look in the horizon for money, and we find a suitable topic for you, you can get a lump sum from VINNOVA of 7,000 Swedish kronor. And you have to get a link from us to apply for this, but it's a very simple thing. And you can use that money to example, go to Brussels and meet up the consortium or whatever. So
Okay,
there is this lump sum.
So if I need travel money, I should contact you and then meet with you, and you will discuss the project that I have.
You have to have a brief idea what to do, and you need to know basically a bit of the consortium's consortium composition and where to apply. So it's not that you can take that money and go to like an event like this. So you need to be a bit more specific.
So it's for the specific application.
Yeah.
Then. Okay. Thank you. So if we have, I don't know, we're speaking English, and I had tweets a lot and retweeted. So maybe there are other SMEs out there in Europe. Are there similar support offices in Europe, or where should they go?
I know that this support office is really for Sweden. We had this European Association, research technology organization, which meet together and discuss support to SMEs. And other countries, when we presented the project for them, they were really, wow, we should have this too. There is the Europe and it's Enterprise Europe Network. Yeah, it's Enterprise Europe Network, where you can go and get some support. But the national support is very different from country to country.
Okay.
So it's not that this is all over Europe. So it's very unique for Sweden.
Mm-hmm. So is this a special thing for? And then otherwise, if you're in a country where you don't act, then it's the Enterprise Europe Network.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, but there might be some, but not as.
But we know.
No.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jenny.